Hello and welcome to another review of Musume Pretty Derby to the Top. Now, bear with me on the whole darkness that it is because it's night out time. But I was able to watch it, and I don't have time even for this week to talk about episode 2 of it on a bright sunny day. Anyway, the setting is perfect because Musume Pretty Derby to the Top has been one of those shows where everything you're fighting for. If you go back to every Musume show, every Musume episode, it's always the MC who's destined to try to be the best of the best. In the words of Ric Flair, one of the best villains of all time, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. To be the horse girl, you gotta beat the horse girl. And Musume did that. You see, this first 4 episodes of Musume to the Top is focusing on 3 people. Opera O, Maya Vega, and Top Road. And you know what? When it comes to Musume, it's the cliche of, well, not a cliche, but it's still the you gotta fight for. You really gotta fight for something. And like this episode, we've got that fire right back up. So without further ado, let's get right to the review of Musume Pretty Derby Road to the Top, episode 2. Okay, so after Top Road lost, and Opera has won, everything is changing up in the next course. The next course is going to be a tough one, and Top Road needs to do this. She needs to win this. Every horse girl has the potential to win. And honestly, I believe that Top Road had to win this one. I really strongly I believe her that in this episode she had to win. In last week's episode, she got beat by Opera. And now that Opera has won, she's now the talk. She's the talk. Because think about it. It was always Vega and Top Road on top of the mountain. It was always been those two. But it's always the third person that people have slept on to oh God, we forgot about Opera. And after Opera won, Opera in her case, in her mind, this is where the ego comes in play. And again, I like this episode. Because each character had its purpose as to why they need to be the best of the best. And why they were fighting for. Opera, after winning, she's now the talk of the town. Everybody wants her to win. Everybody likes Opera to a point that her ego is she's like, alas, people, I'm gonna win it all. She is that confident, overconfident Opera. Then you got Top Road, who in the redemption. I like characters like her. It's all about building the redemption to win a race. McQueen did it. Special Week did it. Tokateo did it. These main characters in the season of Musume franchise is always the main girl who lost, and they try to win and try to be the best of the best. Then you got Vega and Maya Vega. After her stumble in last weekend came 6th place, I was wondering what she has to fight for. I understand her getting back to the top and trying to pass her rival friend, who friended me, Top Road. I get that. But now, it's more deep into that than I thought. So apparently, she had a twin sister, and she lost. She had a twin sister. She lost her twin sister. And then we saw her when she was running, and then she crying. Because seeing her sister, losing a twin sister or a sibling is sad. So for Vega to try to be the best, it's just she's trying to fight. She's trying to win this for her sister, her twin sister's sake. This is something that Musume does. When there's a horse girl like her, that they have something to fight for, this is the moment they have to do. Okay, now Top Road. Everybody is picking her to win this race. She is fan favorite. Just like when McQueen was going to be a Triple Crown, everybody picked McQueen to be the best. Everybody picked McQueen to win that race, but Right Shower, my girl Right Shower right there, did that and won and beat her, and everybody's shocked about this. Okay, now the race. The race, once again, was flawless. I can't think of one episode of Musume that I said this episode sucks. Every race was fantastic. This race was fantastic. The first race gave us what we want to see in these three as they go on to the top. That you think the first race was just I consider the first race as a prequel. The first race was all about, hey, this is just fun, but nah, we got more circuits around. It's like Mario Kart. You know what I mean? It's like Mario Kart. You think the first course is good? That was good? The second course is gonna be better. And the second course was spot on. I mean, you got Opera O and Top Road going against each other head to head. And everybody was cheering, and I'm going by the fans. The fans were cheering. Every fan was cheering for Opera. Everyone was cheering for Top Road. And Top Road, once again, like I said, everyone's fan favorite. Everybody loves Top Road. She was going to be the main event. Everybody wanted her to win. The fans, the guy that gave her a carrot was at the stand. But again, everybody wanted her. And I'm not saying, and the thing when it comes to fans, when the fans want this particular horse girl to win, the pressure is on them top notch. And when I look at Opera O and Top Road racing against each other head to head at the time, because Top Road wasn't going to give up, that determination that Top Road delivered proved that she could beat Opera O, and it proved that she's doing it for the fans. No question about it. But Vega, admired Vega, came out of nowhere. That drop was like, boom! And here she comes. Oh my God, Vega out of nowhere. See, this is why Top Road fucked up. Top Road was focused on the Opera O because she beat her last time. But she forgot that Vega is there. And if you go back to the episode where those three was talking like, let's do this. You know, giving a handshake, Vega walked away. She didn't want a handshake from Opera and Opera and Top Road. Admire is doing this for her sister. And that's good. No disrespect. She got something to fight for. And in that moment, as Vega was passing Opera, you see her like screaming. You see Top Road screaming her ass off. She's like, she's screaming crazy to win this race. For the fans, for herself, for the glory of Musume. But in that intense race, Admire Vega won. The fans, some fans were shocked. Like one fan who had a carrot and just dropped the carrot. And there were other fans who was clapping and everyone's there were celebrating her victory. And the thing was, she finds happiness in the race. After watching, getting her dream about her sister racing, her twin sister racing, the smile on her face when she said Oni-chan, she sees the love. She sees the love now. She finally sees it. What she was fighting for, the happiness of her race, her twin sister, she had something to fight for. And that right there was her victor, her win. Now again, I didn't pick her to win. I wanted Top Road to really win this one because again, this was under pressure. If you had asked me, out of those three in this episode, who's more pressure? Who's under more pressure? It's Top Road. Because Top Road has something to fight for. She's fighting for the fans and all that stuff. She's fighting for redemption. Now, in that close race, Vega first, Top Road second, and TM Opera O came third. And everybody was clapping and celebrating the moment. But the coach, Top Road's coach, it's not his fault. No one's blaming the coach. I don't blame the coach, not one bit. So when TM Opera, she didn't cry. She sucked it up. But she did it for the fans, smiling everybody fan. But Top Road, I gotta tell you, I feel your pain, Top Road. I feel your effing pain. I feel it. I feel it. Like, I know we're 2 episodes left. And I know she's going to get a W. I'm not saying she's never going to get a W. I know she's going to get a W because I find it odd to believe that you can't have first 4 episodes and not have Top Road win a W, get a W. Opera got a W. Vega got a W. Top Road needs a W. But aside from that, she was crying. Let me tell you, Top Road was crying. I mean, literally. All the training she had done, all the training, the moments, her doing this for the coach and for the fans in the streets and in the stadiums that picked her to win because she was fan favorite. Everybody picked her to win. And when she came second place and, lost, that she was crying. She was crying. You see, if you go back to all the Musume characters, when a character cry, they don't cry in the stadium. When Special Week lost, she went to that log where you got all your emotions and cry in that one. When Tokai and McQueen cried, they cried outside of the stadium. Like, they actually cried outside of the stadiums, in the school, etc., etc. And you can see the tears, the sadness of them. But in Top Road's case, the tears says it all. This was going to be her circuit. This was going to be her race. This was going to be a redemption. But she lost. Now, I'm not disrespecting Vega for this one. She did it for her sister, and that's fine. I'll take that. But Top Road, damn. It's like that tears of like, I did this for the fans and I still can't win. When am I going to get a win? When am I going to get that W? That's what Top Road is crying at the end. And the coach understands. She feels his pain. She feels her pain to the core. So, that's all about Musume Pretty Derby Road to the Top, 2nd episode. This was a good episode, an intense race. Every race was intense, and especially this one. I look forward for next week's episode of Musume Road to the Top. We might see more races or more drama into it. Leading towards the 4th episode, we're going to see the race. Either way, we'll see how this goes. But again, this episode is really powerful to watch, especially with these 3 who fighting for. One fighting for the fans, one fighting for redemption, one fighting for the sister. It was about ego, friends, and family. Those 3 fighting separately to fight to what they had to fight for. And that's what it is. So I look forward for next week's episode of Musume Pretty Derby to the Top. And I'll see you soon.